Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video is the return of the character reviews. And this character review is going to be on the brand new Gold Mythic Protector Aaron. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And I don't think we should waste any more time. I'm just gonna go over him and give my thoughts on Protector Aaron. So I think we should go ahead and get started, shall we? Protector Aaron, Alexandria. His trait is alert. His role is a tank. And his allegiance is a member of Alexandria. And let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 8,742. His defense is 20,570. And his HP is 22,113. And now let's take a look at his adrenaline brush. Your pain is mine. The recharge rate is 55 AP, so that's pretty fast. That's faster than most gold mythics these days. This character and a teammate get... This character and a teammate get pain split for 3 turns. And they heal 40% of their max HP for 3 turns, while battling on the defense team, deal 30% of this character's max HP as maim damage to an enemy. There are definitely some very good parts about this adrenaline rush, specifically for him being a tank, a defensive character. Like, the first part, this character and a random teammate getting pain split for 3 turns, that can both be a good thing and a bad thing. Let's just say, I'm just using this as an example. If both Aaron and that other teammate both have pain split, and let's just say if they both have like very, very low HP and you hit one of them with someone's adrenaline rush, potentially both of them are taken out. And that's the bad part about it, because, I'm just saying that as an example. So, yeah, and I think pain split, I don't know. I know pain split can be both good and bad, especially if both Aaron and that teammate have very low HP. They potentially are both wiped out in one hit. So that's where the bad part comes into it. And then they also heal for 40% of their max HP for 3 turns. That's like really good, and that's going to be really frustrating to deal with, especially for 3 turns of healing. So that's 40, 80, that's 120%, assuming you knock down a lot of health, they're going to get a reasonable amount of health back for the other 2 turns. So that's going to be really good. And I like this part. While battling on the defense team, deal 30% of this character's max HP as maim damage. Now, if you can get Aaron's HP to insane amounts of HP, if you can get his HP up really high, you're going to do some really decent maim damage, and that potentially could one-shot an enemy depending on how much maim damage you are dealing out. But it sucks that it's while battling on the defense. that's the only part of that I don't like about it, but it's still very good nonetheless. Let's move on to his signature move, Priority Target. The initial cooldown is turn 1, number of cooldowns 1 turn, number of uses unlimited. Deal 5% of the enemy team's total attack stat as maim damage to an enemy while battling on the defense team. All other teammates get camouflage for 2 turns. And I guess it depends on how much the enemy, the enemy team, how much attack they have. If they have a really high attack stat, so say someone like Kenny, say someone like Kenny, for example, that 5% in maim damage could be really, really good. Like, my Kenny right now is at over 130,000 attack, something like that. That would be a lot of maim damage. That potentially might one-shot him, or it would be pretty close. So, yeah, that signature move is pretty solid. The Adrenaline Rush has some very good parts on it, for sure. So, let's take a look at his Mythic abilities. Strength, 40% critical hit resistance. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good and very annoying to deal with, for sure. So, that's something I would recommend leveling up, for sure. Punished. When this character receives a debilitating status effect, 100% chance a random enemy gets minus 50% attack for 2 turns. Punished, I feel like, can be pretty good depending on who that minus 50% attack goes on. Like, if it goes on someone like, I don't know, Kenny, I think that's actually going to be really good, honestly. So, Punished is one I would definitely recommend, for sure. Bigger counter, 50% counter damage boost. That's going to be really good, honestly, because, someone like Kenny, I'm just trying to think of damage dealers. Kenny is the one I have at the top of my head right now. Kenny, let's see, Lily, I don't know, Princess, Wanderer, let's see, who else? Brutus, like those tunes I'm just thinking of, they're going to do 50% less damage, and, that's going to be really good, honestly. So bigger counter is pretty good, I think. Pro training, all control role teammates get 20% defense. All tank role teammates get 20% max HP. Now, say if you're building a Pacific defense team with tank characters or control characters, like right now, I'm pretty sure there probably are multiple fast and alert defensive teams that you can make right now. And with Protector Aaron in there, he would make that Mythic ability really good. So, and specifically, if you have a team with control characters and tank characters, he would only add to that and make it a little bit more better than that team potentially could be right now. So, all of his Mythic abilities, if there was one I would say that would maybe not be worth leveling up, I think all of them are pretty good. But maybe Punished, I would think about Punished perhaps, but all of them are pretty good, I would say so, from where I'm looking at it. Now let's go over his specialist skill, Payback. If this character were to take more than 30% of their max HP in a single rush, active, or signature skill, dealt deal that same damage back to the attacker and up to 2 additional enemies. Okay, I didn't really need to read that. You guys know how payback and vengeance work. Obviously, if you're going up against Aaron with someone that isn't Kenny, that team is more than likely toast. And, you guys already know that. So, if you want to have a payback team, maybe if you have a team with a couple of payback or vengeance tunes in it, Aaron could definitely add to that for sure. So, it fits his Pacific kit. Now let's take a look at his weapon. Okay, so he has a default weapon, so no special weapon that he has already. So let's see. A weapon that you could put in his hands is maybe a weapon with defense, HP, focused stun, and a 4th slot. I don't know. Something really defensive, and I know there's a defensive 4th slot out there that you guys can probably think of off the top of your heads as well. And another weapon that you could put in his hands. I know we got this weapon a long time ago in an event. I believe it was the Jesus pistol, and it had absolute defense on it. Honestly, I think that would be a pretty good weapon to put in his hands. Or you could go with like a focus stun weapon with maybe a little bit more HP, a little bit more defense. I would maybe aim a little bit more towards having just a little bit more HP, just based off of a couple of things in his kit. Now, he is currently in the advanced Mythic token wheel. And would I recommend pulling for Protector Aaron? I would say yes, if you have a Pacific team that you want to build, and if you think you have a team that he could go on very much, I would say definitely pull for him, especially if you have the tokens, if you think you can get him. And especially if you have 300,000 advanced Mythic tokens just saved up and you think you have a team to put him on, I would say it's definitely probably worth pulling for him. But am I going to pull for him personally? Probably not, because based off of how I've built my roster and what tunes I like going for, he isn't a tune that I'm like excited to go for. That doesn't mean he's a bad tune, but I have like well over 400,000 of these tokens, and I'm not going to pull for him, but I do think he's a very good tune nonetheless. And I really like his get up here. It's pretty simple. It's simple-ish for sure. We've seen some really bizarre artwork before and all of that, and bizarre get-ups for sure. And we saw a little bit of this character, I believe, when Gold Mythic Eric came out. I believe he might have been in that artwork as well. And then we saw him in the latest avatar with the Trash Battle Pass. So, yeah, we've seen this character before, but this is the first time this is not the first time that Aaron is getting a gold mythic, but I'm saying this character specifically, this is the first time that he's getting his character. Remember, I think the very first gold mythic was the Strong Medic Aaron. I really like the look on both gold mythic Aaron, so yeah, I would recommend pulling for him. Only if you have the tokens to pull for him, and if you think you have a team you think he's going to work on. I have the tokens for him, I'm just not going to pull for him, and that's my choice. And yeah, I think overall he's a pretty good tune, and I think he's going to be very, very frustrating to deal with, especially with the HP stuff involved in his kit, and the fact that he's a payback and the fact that he's a payback toon on top of that, that's definitely going to make him very frustrating. And I don't think I have much else to add. That's all I got for you guys today. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Protector Aaron? Do you think he's really good? Do you think he's bad? Are you planning on pulling for him? Do you have a team that you think you can put him in and you think he could work in that team? Let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.